Good morning, everybody. Welcome to all of you in the summer vacation classes conducted by Krantivir Vasantrao Narayanrao Naik, Shikshan Prasarak Sanstha, Nasik. I am Darade GM from Madhyamik Vidya Mandir, Brahmanwade, Taluka, Sinnar. Today, we are going to study the second chapter, Pythagoras Theorem from Mathematics, Part 2. In this chapter, we learn the various properties of right angle triangle. We have already learned about the right angle triangle. Now we can see right angle triangle in shortly. I have shown the triangle PQR in the figure such that angle PQR is equal to 90 degree. The sides PQ and side QR forms the right angle triangle PQR. The side opposite to 90 degree is the hypotenuse. In figure, the side PR is the hypotenuse of triangle PQR. Now, we can see the definition of right angle triangle. The triangle having a measure of one angle is 90 degree is called a right angle triangle. Now, today we learn about the Pythagoras theorem. The great mathematician Pythagoras explained the relation between hypotenuse and the remaining sides and the remaining two sides of the triangle. He stated that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of square of the remaining two sides. As shown in figure, angle PQR is equal to 90 degree. According to Pythagoras theorem, length PR square is equal to length PQ square plus length QR square. Now we can write it as PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square. This is the Pythagoras theorem. We know that each theorem has a proof. The proof of this theorem is already studied in the previous class, but we discuss the proof in short. The Pythagoras theorem is stated in another words also. It is also stated as the area of the square drawn on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of areas drawn on the remaining sides of that triangle. To prove this, we can draw triangle PQR such that angle PQR is equal to 90 degree, side PQ is equal to 4 centimeter and side QR is equal to 3 centimeter. Draw the squares on each side of the triangle PQR as shown in figure. The side PQ is equal to 4 centimeter. Divide each side of the square drawn on side PQ in 4 equal parts. Similarly, the side QR is equal to 3 centimeter. Therefore, divide each side of the square in 3 equal parts. Now, we get the length of each part of side PQ and QR are equal. Taking same distance, divide each side of the square drawn on hypotenuse. Now, observe the figure. Each square is divided into equal measure of small squares. The square drawn on side PQ is divided into 16 equal parts. The square drawn on side QR is divided into 9 equal parts and the square drawn on a hypotenuse is divided into 25 equal parts. Now, this is explained in the form of equation. Area of square PQAB is equal to 16 square centimeter. This is equation 1. Area of square QCDR is equal to 9 square centimeter. Right, this is equation 2. Then area of square PEFR is equal to 25 square centimeter. This is equation 3. Observe equation and we conclude that from equation 1, 2 and 3 we get area of square PEFR is equal to area of square PQAB plus area of square QCDR. That means 25 is equal to 16 plus 9, and from this we can write as PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square, and this is the Pythagoras theorem. Now today we are again learn about the next topic, that is Pythagorean triplets. At first we see the definition of Pythagorean triplets. In a triplet of natural numbers, if the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of square of the remaining two numbers, then the triplet is called as Pythagorean triplet. See the example of the Pythagorean triplet. In the triplet 11, 60, 61, the largest number is 61. Therefore, the square of the largest number 61 is equal to 3721. The square of 11 is 121 and square of 60 is 3600. From this we can write as 3721 is equal to 121 plus 3600. It means the 61 square is equal to 11 square plus 60 square. From this we can write as, we can conclude that 11, 60 and 61 is a Pythagorean triplet. There are number of Pythagorean triplets. We can find the number of Pythagorean triplets by using a specific formula. So today, to find the number of Pythagorean triplets, we learn about the general formula. Let us consider A, B and C are the natural numbers such that A is always greater than B. Then A square plus B square, A square minus B square and twice AB is a Pythagorean triplet. We can prove this. To prove this, take the square of each term. At first, we can take the square of first term, A square plus B square. Therefore, A square plus B square bracket square is equal to A raised to 4 plus twice A square B square plus B raised to 4. This is equation 1. Second, A square minus B square bracket square is equal to A raised to 4 minus twice A square B square plus B raised to 4. This is equation 2. And third term, the square of the third term twice AB bracket square is equal to 4A square B square. This is equation 3. Observe equation 1, 2 and 3. We get A square plus B square bracket square is equal to A square minus B square bracket square plus twice AB bracket square. We can write as A square plus B square bracket square is equal to A square minus B square bracket square is equal to twice AB bracket square. That means a square plus b square, a square minus b square, and twice ab are the Pythagorean triplets. Now, using this formula, we can find the different number of Pythagorean triplets by using this formula. Let the different values for a and b, we find the number of triplets. Let a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 3. Using the values of a and b, we can find the value of a square plus b square is equal to 36 and a square minus b square is equal to 16 and twice ab is equal to 30. From this, we can write as 36, 16 and 30 are the Pythagorean triplets. In this way, we can find number of Pythagorean triplets using this formula. Thank you.